Hi there, for anybody who doesn't know me, my name's Caroline Grubb and this is a little video about my SFM journey. So what made me join the SFM and what it's brought for me so far. So I joined the SFM back in May 2019, that's just over a year ago now, and it just came along for me at absolutely the right time in my life. I was at a stage where I had quit my last job because I wanted more freedom. So if I just take it back a little step, back in 2015, so 5 years ago now, I got made redundant. So I got laid off from my corporate job as an IT consultant, which had been my main career and I've been doing for about 13 years. And it was completely out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it at all and it was a complete shock. And once I got over the shock of it, which took about 3 days of panic and anxiety and oh my God, how am I going to pay the mortgage, and I'm going to have to lose my home, what am I going to do? I suddenly realised this was the first time in my life, my adult life, that I hadn't been employed, and that I was actually really enjoying it. That I was really enjoying the freedom of waking up in the morning and getting complete choice and control over what I did that day. No alarm clocks, no commuting, no boss to answer to, no stress, no anxiety, none of the stuff that comes with working for someone else in a job. And I thought, I don't want to go back to that. So that set about a journey which took me out of the corporate world and into photography professionally, and I became a cruise ship photographer. Long story behind that one, but that was a sort of an intermediate jump for me. It was a way of escaping the corporate world and getting out of the sort of 9 to 5 mentality, but still with the safety of having a job. So I did that for 3 years, absolutely loved it. Travelled the world, spent winter in the Caribbean, did a world voyage, met some incredible people, both crew and passengers, and had a whale of a time. But after about 2.5 years, I was like, this is great, but this isn't me long term. I still want to be self-employed. I still want to find a way to get that true and utter freedom that I had enjoyed when I just got made redundant. And so then the process was accelerated when I lost my best friend. I was at home on shore leave, and all of a sudden one day we got a phone call to say she was in intensive care and she'd collapsed. Long story short, a week later she died. That was totally unexpected. She was 53 and no prior health conditions that could have anticipated that. So that knocked me sideways completely, but also gave me a massive wake-up call to say, right Caroline, now's the time. What are you waiting for? Waiting for the ideal time, waiting for the answers, waiting to know what you want to do next before you take that step. Just burn your boats and just go for it, and just you'll figure it out. And so that's what I did. I quit my job, came back home from sea, and sort of didn't really know what I was going to do, but I just knew that I was dead set on this vision of finding a way to earn a living doing what I love, but on my rules, on my terms. So no boss, no employees, all that stuff, no alarm clocks, no commute, working from anywhere. So I kind of knew that it would have to be online somehow, but I had no idea how to go about that. So I started trying to start a photography business, but I felt very much sort of like funneled and pushed into the traditional business models of setting up a photography studio or doing wedding photography, family photography, stuff that involved, or in my mind involved, being tied to a physical location, building up a business and a network in that local area, and that's not what I wanted. So I was getting a bit low and I was on YouTube and this ad popped up, and it was a good friend, Dan Holloway, and he introduced the SFM to me and my ears just pricked up and I thought, ooh, hang on a minute, this could be it. Long story short, I signed up as submitted my application. Within 3 days I'd joined as a full member. Within another 3 weeks I'd upgraded to elite, and then within another month I went all in and went black. So totally invested in myself and in my journey, even though at that point I still didn't really know what it was. I still didn't really know quite what I was doing or where it was going. I just knew, all I can explain it as is I knew in my heart of hearts that it was right. I just felt totally aligned. I felt like I'd come home and I felt like I'd found my family. Whereas before I'd felt very lonely and very isolated and very much like I was trying to do something that just wasn't possible, and was getting a lot of people kind of going, just not really understanding what I was trying to do, or telling me it wasn't achievable, to suddenly finding a bunch of people who had the lifestyle that I was looking for and was going to show me how to do it. And I was like, yes, hell yeah. So threw myself into it, attended all the live events, meetups with Scrap the 9 to 5, which is what really kind of got me really into it, because I'd actually physically met up with people in London one day in June last year who were doing it and had done it, and I was like, these people are real, this is real, okay, I got to do this. Went to Toronto for Momentum Day last August and did the Brand Incubator workshop. That was a game changer, life changer. That was just blew my mind, absolutely brilliant. So glad I did that. And that then sort of paved the way for the next steps. So it's been a year. I've been building my business slowly and steadily. Very much the tortoise and the hare approach. I'm the tortoise. Building the foundations of my business, learning the marketing skills, but alongside it I've done a lot of work on myself. I've hit a lot of barriers, a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges in my mindset, particularly money mindset. That was a big one for me. Self-worth, self-image, all this kind of stuff, being seen on camera, video scripting, writing scripts, understanding my avatar. That was tough. Still kind of just about nailing it down now after a year, but oh my god, the journey's been amazing. It's had incredibly high highs, incredibly low lows. I won't mess around. There's been times when I've been very, very low, but I've never faltered on my path. I've never known or never considered anything else. There's been no plan B. It's I've got to make it work. I'm going to make it work. I am making it work. So I've had that mindset sort of pull me through the whole way, and I'm loving it. I love talking about it. I love helping other people on the journey, and more than that, I love the fact that I'm learning how to market it so that I can bring this to other people who feel the same way that I do about life being too short to be stuck in an office, to be living, all the catchphrases you hear in the SFM, building someone else's dreams, trading your time for money, all that stuff. That's me. I didn't want that, I didn't want that. And if I can bring that to other people who feel the same way, then that is meaningful to me. So I hope that kind of sums it up for you folks. That is my story in a nutshell, and I look forward to watching you and your journey unfolds, and hopefully helping you along the way too. Alright, take care, lots of love, bye bye.